Ranking the best strikers in FC24, comment down below your favourite striker. Starting off with a very nice one, we have got Alvarez88, a beautiful striker, a 1 upgrade, very quick, very good on the shooting, and I must admit he surprised me in the review. He was a deadly striker, and I feel he's got to be in the S category. We also have Kanu, the new UCL hero. I'm not a big fan. I felt like his first version wasn't quite it, and I just think the upgrade, again, isn't just meeting expectations, so he's going to be the first one in the low category. Big fan of Kolo Muani, 88 rated. He's obviously got the ability for more upgrades, and I do think he was a starter striker from obviously the gold, and he's just progressed even better, getting a quadruple upgrade so far with still more to come. He's powerful, he's pacey, and he does have a wicked shot with that finisher on him, and I do think he's, again, going to join Alvarez in the S. Alex Morgan, one of the only golds in this tier list at the moment. Obviously, she is, I believe, due an upgrade soon. I don't know if she's in Winter Wildcard. I don't know if I saw that leak, but I do think, again, with the American quadruples, the Smith, Rodman and Swanson, I do think she has an ability. She now is more of a lower factor than anything, but I think she still offers something in an A category sort of striker. We then have Kane, 93 rated, great SBC value, 2 SBCs to complete. He is now 93 as well, scoring many goals in the Bundesliga. I'm not normally a fan, and I know some people really like the card, but for me, he's just sometimes a little bit too blocky, and I think for me, he can only go into that A. If your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast, and reliable, but make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders. We still have a CR7 at 88 due to come as a winter wildcard, I believe, and I do hopefully think he could be 90 rated in this. He's obviously a very good striker still. He's got that almost in-game ability even without the crazy stats from before, and I think for me he is always in an S. We then have another UCL hero in Berbatov, 88 rated. He now has a 4-star weak foot as well, still kept his normal first touch playstyle plus, which is fair enough, but again I feel like he's kind of like Kanu but just a slight bit better, and naturally we knew Berbatov wouldn't translate into the game very well. He was never pacey, he had a great touch on him, obviously passing and dribbling was decent, but he's at a minimum low A. Continuing the trend, we have 88 Ollie. He again didn't get any upgrades for a weak foot or skill move, he got a playstyle plus in first touch, but he is going to be very much like Berbatov. He is only at a minimum a low A. I feel like he needs that bigger upgrade. We've seen it in many years that he just isn't quite the player that you want. So low A is the best I could go for. I don't normally put too many SBCs in that are completely gone now, but Aubameyang is one of them cards. If you did manage to finish him off, which I'm hoping you did, what a striker. Maybe not the best of the best in the the S+, but he is definitely in that S at the very minimum. Great value, great striker, pace, shooting, dribbling. He has the whole package. Another double upgrade for a UCL hero, Melito, 90 rated. Love the dynamic. If the dynamic was a thing, it's an S+ easy. But in terms of the card itself, a 3-star, 4-star, no upgrade there. He's gained power header playstyle plus. And again, in terms of the card, he's got a good amount of shooting, which is natural. Pace is getting there. But at the best, I don't feel like he gets into that S. I feel like he joins the other 3 in an A. Fernando Torres has hit a new low on price, 280,000, and honestly, give him a go. He's 4-star, 4-star, finesse playstyle plus, and he was about 700 about a month or 2 ago. Now he's coming in very cheap, and he's an easy card that you can get along with. Quick, shooting, dribbling, the whole package when it comes to a striker, and he is another one into the S tier. Jonathan David's 88 though is a very good card. He is a 3-star, 5-star. It's a very shame that he didn't get the 4-star skills, as that just unlocks a new level of dribbling. I do think he is a card that will get many specials as we did last year. So hopefully we do see another one with maybe a better upgrade to that 4-star skills and even add in a playstyle plus, as I think that would take him from kind of like a low S tier. He is an SBC, so naturally year in review is the only place you'd get him now. But if he does manage to get another card, I could see him solidifying himself into an S sort of category. But we'll put him at the low. Now we have Lewandowski, And to be honest, I feel like if I've put Kane in the A, it's an easy option to go there as well. I do find Lewandowski just that slight bit better than Kane, but I don't feel like it's enough to put him in an S category. Normally it's kind of team of the season that where Kane and obviously Lewandowski really come into their own, or even a potential team of the year. That is normally the next best spot for them. But for now, he's got to go into the A, unfortunately. Now, one card I didn't expect to be so good so early on, João Pedro. 89 rated. He's come from what, like an 86 I believe was his first card. What a card this has turned out to be. From a 73 silver rare all the way up to an 89 is beautiful. He's got that pace. He's got the 4-4. He hasn't got a playstyle plus yet, so hopefully this first boost could allow him to go even further. But naturally, if it doesn't, a playstyle plus from an evolution could be the go ticket for him. But I do think for me, he is a beautiful striker at just over 400,000 coins. Villali, a beautiful double upgrade for a UCL hero. Managed to get the power shot playstyle plus rather than acrobatic. He's gone to a 4-star 4-star. He's had a 4 pace increase and generically 2 on everything else. He's now 480,000 coins. It is a massive turnaround for him as he's got it. Well, his normal base card was just not it. It's now definitely in the mud, but this version of him I can get on board with. He is without a doubt an S. Katoto, 91 rated, finished all of her upgrades now. I don't believe PSG's women team managed to get that final one as Diana hasn't got an upgrade on the final one either. But I do think as a 91, not a bad card whatsoever. Very cheap, coming in now at 73,000. Good rating as well. And I think in terms of finishing, she's absolutely fantastic. It is the overall game that's going to let her down a little bit. She is a 4-star 4-star as well with some decent physicality. Nothing crazy, but an A category compared to the S is where I'm going with her. We then have 88 Thunderstruck Depay. Again, another card that's got 1 upgrade. He is still due a 2 playstyle added. It is just playstyles, not playstyle plus. He's already got power shot and he is a 5-star 3-star. Again, as an SBC, he's not terrible. I feel like he definitely will get a better card in the future. Normally, he tends to. So I can't wait for that one. For right now, I think he's decent and he's definitely got the stats in the right area. But I don't know whether I'd take him over a lot of the S category, so we'll stick with a high A for him. We then have Di Natale, one of the base heroes that comes in at a huge rating. He has got the stats that you want for a striker, 90 on pace, shooting and dribbling, all and above, 85 on the passing, a 4-star 4-star coming in at what, 640 still, even with the amount of base hero packs, upgrades, everything we've had multiple times, he is still a very high price, which kind of just tells you one of two things. Either he is very unpackable and he's just not that good, or people really have that demand for him. And I think for Di Natale, he normally comes in as one of the better Serie A strikers of all time. So that's an easy one into the S. We then have Robbie Keane. Nice card, definitely to start with. He's normally a very decent striker. As we kind of get into it, he's like a lot of the heroes, the icons. We need an upgrade from him. Even though I do think he could still give you a game and most definitely won't be totally useless. In terms of the strikers that we're looking in an S category now, he's got to be pushed down at least 1. Kind of following the same trend, Drogba's very similar. At the start of the game, he's a powerhouse, he's got the pace, he's got the finishing, and obviously a monstrous physicality. But I find that once you start going against the defences of a Virgil, Maldini, Blanc, Lucio, Company, then obviously the fullbacks as well, you start to not have that just run straight, run through. The physicality normally has an increase, and so does the pace. So that's where an upgrade for someone like a Drogba is definitely needed. So for now, I'm going to go in the A. Then one of my favourite strikers so far, team of the group stage Griezmann. A beautiful addition to the card. He's already had 389s. I'm glad to finally see a rating upgrade. And to be honest, it's only the pace that really lets him down. But if you add a Hunter, he still gets, what, just over 90? That for me is more than enough. I would say he does need a partner up front. He's not necessarily your lone striker, but left stick dribbling, the obvious shooting that he's got, is just enough to keep him in that top category. We then also have Rodrigo. Controversial that he could be more of a winger than a striker. I do think he definitely plays better on the wing, but we do have multiple cards as well that can go there. So as the 88 striker, Deadball playstyle plus with this upgrade, it's not necessarily my favourite, especially in a striker role. I wouldn't mind sacrificing that for like a centre mid, even a winger to some extent. But he still comes in at a high value, high rated, and a very, very good player. Pace is beautiful, dribbling's just as good. Finishing with a playstyle chemistry style is going to be enough to keep him in an S category. Let's get one of the higher ones out the way. I'm sure everybody's waiting. Mbappe. 92 rated on the striker. I am doing a winger tier list as well, so it's why I've not chosen the 93. Even though you probably could just go whack him as a striker anyway. I kind of want to leave something like that for the wingers, trying to keep that actual position in there. So in terms of the 92 striker, he's only got a few days left of obviously his SBC, and he is due to get another 93 player of the month, which again is going to be very expensive, but it's Mbappe, he's always going into an S+. Let's get another one out the way, R9. I don't normally put all of these icons in, but I thought it could do with a refresh. R9's R9. He's coming in at like 8-9 million, which is just incredible still. A 5-5, stats everywhere. He's the best striker in the game, and everybody wants him in the S+. Now, in terms of rating, I love this card. I feel like it is slightly overpowered for the 87 Haaland. I've got both of them in there as this one was free if you played before like the 1st of November or something like that. But what a card. It's basically a flashback Haaland, just added a lot more pace. It's incredible. He's already got great finishing. You go with a finisher, you go with a hunter, whatever you want. It's going to be enough. The only thing is, I'm debating S+ or S. I feel like if I'm going against the top of the top, he's got to be more of an S, but he is a very, very good free card. Now we have 90 Morientes. Lovely upgrade from obviously the triple threat promo. He's obviously only going up a +1. Still a 4-star, 4-star. It's got aerial plus on this version. It's not necessarily my greatest playstyle plus, but it definitely has its perks in and around the box if you're going for a header. Whether I think he's necessarily worth it is another question, but I think for me, he only really scrapes into an A category now. Henry. What more can you say about Henry other than they got it right finally? It's been 4-5 years now of Henry, and he has just never been right. Last year we saw the cover star, this year we saw an increase on obviously the balance, and now we've got a Thunderstruck as well. Upgraded, 93 rated, he's an easy S+. We then have Martinez. He was the player of the month either last month or the month before Dybala went over. And I think in terms of the value, 80,000 on the current market. 4-star, 4-star. Definitely got a little bit about him. Very much like a Kane and Lewandowski. He needs to be higher rated. The stats are good, but there's so many above him already. He needs a big jump to kind of get him into that spotlight. Otherwise, you're only running him in a Serie A team and that's about it. So for me, he is in an A category. Del P has always been one that has been phenomenal in game. He's a 4-5. He's obviously coming in now at 250. So he's dropping down in price. We still need to see a new upgrade for him, which I could imagine is coming. And I think when it comes to icons, it's very hard to relate to them at the minute because we had base, mid, prime by now. So we had 3 different cards and we obviously knew every single time that the higher one normally is the better one, and I think that was the same for Del P. It's almost like a mid version of him. The base was phenomenal to start with, the prime was the one to carry it on, and moments was even better. But I think he's just sliding in to that bottom of the S category. Dybala is the new, or the current player of the month for Serie A. A good card, 89 rated at 70k. It's not bad value in terms of grinding him out. Obviously untradables can be used, which is always perfect, but he is only a 4-star, 3-star, and like Martinez, I do like him as a team of the season, or if he does manage to get into that FUT birthday. A 5-5, 93, 92 Dybala is a much better card. Naturally, I don't think I need to explain it too much, but I think for this one, he's just coming underneath and into an A category. One that I can't believe the price of, 88 Enzo Francescoli. I'm not going to say that name a few times, but he's a 4-4. He's got really good stats. 86 on the pace, as well as 88 shooting, 90 already on the dribbling. You go with a hunter, that is a pretty well-worked card. 94 on pace and shooting. Looking at a 90 rated striker, I am surprised he is only 48,000 coins, regardless of obviously all of the hero picks, packs, SBCs. So naturally, you would imagine his rating would drop a little bit, or price would drop a little bit. But I think for me, if I'm looking at the S category, I'd be going a very top A category. Now, Big Boy Benz, 92 rated in the Radioactive promo. It's a great promo. For the Saudi League especially, it was perfect. It's good for the women's leagues, and it's great for any off nations and off leagues. So it was a decent promo to help with the links, making almost a proper Ultimate Team. I don't think really Benz and Conte needed too much help, as obviously a lot of French players are in a lot of people's teams. So you can normally always find at least 2 or 3 French players to get him linked up with. He is still a phenomenal player though. I do rate him more than Kane and Lewandowski, even though to start with, he normally feels that bulkier side. He is a 4-4 in this card as well. Good amount of physicality. Dribbling wise is decent enough. The agility balance is a little bit shot, but I can imagine that can be sorted out quite easy. So lower S category for me. We then have Govu. One of the better heroes, definitely as a striker from his base to his triple threat. He again is very much like a lot of them. They start off really well. He gets a nice upgrade. They sit around. You'll find the same ones normally are in the same positions. Your Di Natales will always be top. Your Kanus, your Olis, your Militos will always be on the lower end. It's just how it works. Whereas Govu normally flexes between absolute top and middle. I think with this card now, judging all of the rest of the strikers, he's a 4-3. He has got very good pace and shooting, but I think that weak foot is going to hold him back if I was to compare him to any 4-star, 5 stars, 4-star, 4 stars. So for me, he'll go into kind of a mid to top A category. Eto is still fantastic though, isn't he? He's got the quick step playstyle plus, 89 rated. He's always been that middle between an R9 and say like a Butra, a Dalglish. He's just at the top of the game, but he's not quite in the S+. He doesn't overtake a Cruyff, a Eusebio, an R9, a Hamnau. He is just underneath. So for me, he is always an S category, and if an upgrade does come, maybe he puts himself into an S+ one day. Forlan's a funny one. I like the card. The SBC's around for like another 5 or 6 days, I'm pretty sure. Still about 600,000 coins as an SBC, which is fair enough when you get 2 other 86s in it as well. But I think for as a card standalone, I like his finishing. The base version was a little bit underwhelming. We've only got a +1, so there's not a huge amount to go off. But he is a 4-4. He obviously does have a lot of shooting. And I think when it comes to a card of this sort of nature, he's just under a Di Natale. Now we do have Jesus. 88 rated Thunderstruck, due an upgrade hopefully tomorrow, I can imagine. I don't know why they've not finished off these upgrades yet, but should take him to an 89 nonetheless. They did win their 3 matches, so he should be getting that final one. And he is a 4-3. Decent pace, decent shooting. Obviously, the dribbling is normally very good as well and can play a right wing role. As much as I don't really like him on the wing, it could be a secondary position that would work out for you. Whether I'd go as an S, I think he's just under. Even with the boost, even with the 89, I don't think it's enough to take him into that top category, purely on the basis that I could pick a lot of these S's over him. Now, Rooney, I could do off the cuff, because I've just never been happy with a Rooney. He's just had that bit of bad luck when it comes to cards. Loved his cover star, but felt like we got it so late on, it just wasn't in time enough for me to really get into the card and play with it a lot. Whereas this 89, it's nice, it's a 3-star, 4-star. Unfortunately, I just can't go above an A for him. Player of the Month, Son. Gotta love the card. He has got multiple 89s as well. That SBC has gone, but he does have multiple versions you can go with, which is always nice. Personally, I did the Player of the Month because naturally, he's one of them players you just have to do. You had Son, you had Salah, Mbappe, Eusebio, Zidane. There's some really meta cards that you can get done in SBCs, and Son is definitely one of them. Now, Cantona could have had an upgrade. Unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be, so he is staying as a 90, which is just a +1. So I would always recommend, especially if they've not had a skill move weak foot, a decent playstyle plus upgrade, or even just a +1, it normally is better to go for the previous version. You're looking at 1.4 mil, give or take, for this version, and only 700,000 for a -1 rating. That is it. Obviously, in terms of playstyle pluses, we've gone from flair to technical, so I don't think there's too much there. And he still is a 5-star, 4-star. Still a very good card. Nonetheless, he's obviously an S category, but I do think if he got the 91, it would have solidified him there. Dalglish's SBC is due to run out as well. He is a 91 rated, which is always nice. Again, with him, he did manage to get the upgrade, which is just always perfect. And he does have some very nice stats. He is 2 million coins worth of an SBC, and you've got until Christmas Eve to get him done. So not long at all. 5 days to go, but he is one, if you're not doing Mbappe, well worth your time. Now, Erling Haaland, 294s. He's got obviously the road to the knockout, and he does have a Dynasties. 1.3 mil for him. I don't know what everybody else's opinion on him. I love the free card that we got. That was just a phenomenal version of him. He's a 4-3. Whether I find him an S+, I don't personally think I do. I really don't know how people rate him this year. I just don't know if I put him at the top of the top yet. Now, we do have 92 Radioactive Messi. Love this card. 2.2 mil. I'm a big fan of Messi in this game because the dribbling on him is just outstanding. Maybe kind of pushing forward in and around kind of like their half isn't as effective, but in the box, you just can't touch him. The left stick is just magic with him. He's got the 91 dribbling. He's got the pace for it, if you whack a hunter, I suppose, which obviously gives him the shooting. I really rate him as an S+. Again, very much like Haaland. Where do you rate him? Then we have Kamara. He has kind of normally been kind of debated with Kolo Muani. He's currently coming in at 13,000 coins, which is just crazy for the stats that he does have. Very good pace. Shooting-wise is not bad. 89 on the dribbling. It's a very solid card. You could go with the finisher to get more pace and more shooting and dribbling, or you go with the hunter to max out that pace and get as much shooting as possible. He is a 4-star as well. I don't know if I could quite put him in the S category. I think he plays better than what the card suggests on the rating, but I think when it comes to the actual S category, I would choose all of them over him. We'll go with another big boy in Pele. 3.8 mil, 3.85 mil, 95 rated. Hopefully due a campaign upgrade at some point, because if they're only giving +1s, I want to see that 96, 97 Pele at some point. But he's an easy one. I don't think there's too much debate between him. He's always going into the top of the top. When it comes to new heroes, especially in the game in its entirety, obviously with Tevez, 90 rated now in his new UCL hero. I can't wait to see the final ends of the product for him, because when we look at a Berbatov, a Tevez, a Ramirez, they have potential that we've not seen. We know what a Yaya can go to. We know what a Solskjaer can go to. These are just untapped potential because this is the first time. He's a very good striker. He's a 5-star, 4-star as well, which is always perfect. We see a 97 Tevez footies, 5-5. That card is going to be an absolute destroyer. But for now, I'm keeping it a moderate S. We then have Cruyff. Again, beautiful card. Managed to get his upgrade, which is always perfect. 5.9 million coins. It's Cruyff. Every version's a 5-5. The only thing that kind of really is frustrating with losing all these icons is that we have very little chance in getting him. Unless it's an SBC, I love the base, mid, and prime for him because all of them were just perfect in game. So this one is the easiest one you're going to get straight in the S+. We then have Eusebio, another very, very top end sort of card. 2.6 for his SBC and 2.9 for him on the market. It is a fair enough price comparison, and in terms of the SBC, I'm pretty happy for the price. I don't think it's terrible. That could go up with the release of a 93 Mbappe Player of the Month. So if you're trying to get him done, I would act quick time, or at least get the main bulk of the high end done. Again, he is top of the top. He's an easy S+ striker. And we might as well go for the hat-trick. Hull at 91, 7 million coins. You can put him in multiple positions. He can easily go striker, easily go cam, and easily go centre mid or DM, to be honest. And naturally, he would be one of the best ones in each position, which just shows you A, how versatile he is, and B, how broken he is. So, easily S+. We then have 88 Openda. Lovely card. He's now a 3-star, 4-star. He's had a couple of upgrades from his road to the knockout journey. Still coming in at 300,000 coins, which is always nice. But I think when it comes to Openda, if we're looking at someone like an Osimhen, if we're looking at somebody like, kind of like a Haaland, more of the bigger build. And to be fair, I thought Openda was taller. He's only 5'10", so maybe the wrong comparison. But I think 3-star, 4-star at a minimum as a striker puts him in a certain category. So A is where you'll go. Now, I think one card that could have been done with the Radioactive, I know we already had the FC Pro. Pretty sure that came out prior. But Mane. 89 rated. He is the FC Pro Live card with the ability to still be upgraded, which is always nice. Great pace, great dribbling, naturally a good card and can play on the left and right mid rather than wing, which is a bit annoying, and he is a 4-4. Whether I'd say he's in an S category is a hard one. He's still 350, which is always a good price for him. I think when a card's live, you've got that chance for him. I'm going to give him very much the benefit of the doubt and go in that low S. Then we do have Voler. 89 rated. He's one of the topper heroes that you can get, but naturally he will start dipping without any sort of campaign upgrade. He's not in a UCL hero, and I can imagine we will get more heroes very, very soon. Maybe even just after Christmas. I know we got Winter Wildcard icons, I believe. Whether I've seen that right, we will see. But 89 rated. A very, very good striker to get. We've managed to pack him out of the pick the other day. So, again, happy to me, but I've got too many strikers. I think he's a lower S category at the moment and more than likely will drop very soon. Oshiman's another funny one. He's kind of like Kane and Lewandowski with a little bit more pace. Well, I say a little bit, 10 more pace. The only problem I find is he does feel quite bulky going forward. And again, when it comes to the taller strikers, it might just be my gameplay. I know a lot of people do like the free strikers, but for me, it's just never been the card that I'm a massive, massive fan on. Once he gets into the topper 96, 97s, that's where for me, I would rate him a lot higher. Then we have Butra. 3-star, 5-star, one of the better icon strikers you can get, naturally in the same sort of realm as like a normal Dalglish, just maybe under an Eto in my opinion, and then probably just a bit over a Torres. So he does come in at a whopping 800 still, which is a crazy value to even to this point. The fact that he needs that campaign to get the 4-star skills as a minimum, that would be the next level up for him. I do think though, he still puts himself in an S. Now everybody raves about Raul, another Spanish striker forward at the very minimum, a 4-4, 86 on the pace, 90 shooting. He does have the finesse playstyle plus, which definitely would have added a huge value to him, purely on the fact that you don't even have to get into the box with a finesse plus. Now it's slightly less effective. I don't really rate him massively, and I've only used him a handful of times, and I don't get the massive hype, but there has been a lot of people going on about Raul, so I think as a low S, just purely on community basis. Smith is a phenomenal striker. She's the 90 rated. To be honest, I've put both of them next to each other, so you won't know which one I'm talking about. But we've got her as the Icon Dead Ball Playstyle Plus with a 4-4, still at 440,000 coins. She's a great, great striker. And whilst we're at it, we might as well talk about the other Smith. 270 for the Trailblazer version of her. She was very, very expensive in her gold card. It is only a +1, and to be honest, the only thing you're really missing out on is a playstyle plus of Relentless. For me, I'd happily pay the 22,000 coins and just keep the one upgrade rather than paying the 200 extra for a dynamic version of her. But naturally, she still is a very, very good card. Now, Sammy Kerr, gold card was brilliant at the start of the game. We then got a Radioactive, mainly for the nation. She does have plenty of teammates that you can get into a team if you wanted to make a women's Prem team or even just link her up with somebody. But the Radioactive always allows a better version to go in. She's currently at 360. I felt like pace-wise and shooting with the Hunter really added a benefit. She's got great physicals and even better dribbling, which is perfect. And for me, she definitely puts herself in the lower S category. Now from a base to another Radioactive with Oshalala. I'm not going to say it again, but in terms of what she can kind of bring to the table, she's got the 87 rated upgrade. She can get the chemistry, even though the Liga F Barca team is phenomenal. You can definitely get her on links no matter what, but I do think when it comes to as a striker, she definitely offers a lot in front of goal. You can go with the finisher to get up more shooting and dribbling. She's already got that 92 on the base pace, and I think she again puts herself into a lower S category. Then we have Stoichkov. I do think he needs an upgrade now. He's a 4-star, 3-star. I just couldn't put a card like this. He's got an SBC until Christmas Day at 730,000. I just can't put him in an A because I don't think he has that little effectiveness in the game. He's normally a very, very good striker or winger, depending on where you want to put him. He's got pace, he's got shooting, as well as the dribbling. I just don't think he's in the A just yet. We then have Thunderstruck Pushgas due an upgrade as well, so he is going to become a 94. They did manage to win all of their games, or at least 3 of their games, to allow him to get the +1, so that's always going to be nice. Very much a top-end sort of icon. I think for me, he's the lowest form of an S plus that you're possibly going to get. He has got the 4-star freestyle, which is the bit that is just slightly unfortunate, but I think he still does enough to keep himself in that top category, but he is going to need a weak foot and a skill move upgrade at some point. And to finish it off, another top end Thunderstruck card. He is 93 rated, and he is also not, I don't know if it's due an upgrade. Apparently there's no tick or not about Bayern Munich versus Union Berlin, so I don't know if the match got cancelled or what they're planning on doing it with it, but apparently he's not due it as of yet, and the 4 matches are ticked technically, so we will see how that goes, but still, you could have him as a 93 and it'd still be in the S.